India's battlefield doctrine is undergoing a historic transformation, and this change is not just cosmetic. The Indian Army, in response to the realities of modern warfare and lessons from Operation Sindoor, is shifting towards a more agile, tech-driven and self-reliant force. Drones are no longer future warfare, they are the new normal. Specialized Bhairav commandos and integrated Rudra brigades are set to dominate hybrid conflict zones, while massive orders of BrahMos missiles across all three services signal a clear message. India is preparing for every possible front. The Indian Army, Navy and Air Force are not just upgrading weapons, they are redesigning how wars will be fought. If you are interested in real military readiness, not just about headlines, this video breaks down the structural changes, new units and smart technologies that are now becoming the backbone of India's armed forces. Stay tuned, this is how India is rewriting its combat strategy for the next war. In one of the most comprehensive transformations in its history, the Indian Army is preparing for a massive shift in its warfighting approach, driven by real-world combat experience and the evolving nature of warfare. The trigger? Lessons from Operation Sindoor, a recent conflict that exposed key gaps and strengths in India's current military posture. What we are now seeing is a complete doctrinal upgrade with drones, integrated combat units and advanced weaponry becoming the new combat standard. Until now, drone operations in the Indian Army were handled as add-ons. Soldiers from regular combat roles were temporarily tasked with flying drones during high-pressure operations. But now, drone technology will no longer be peripheral. Under the new plan, every infantry, artillery and armoured battalion will be assigned a dedicated drone team. These personnel will not be diverted from other duties. Instead, they will be full-time, specially trained drone operators embedded directly within each unit. These drone squads will handle everything from surveillance, UAVs and reconnaissance to deploying combat drones and anti-drone jammers. Even at the platoon and company level, the Army will use drones for real-time situational awareness. This change will require significant manpower, restructuring with around 70 personnel per unit being retasked or newly recruited to fill these drone warfare roles. This move is not just about modernization, it's about operational clarity, autonomy and battlefield speed. In parallel, the Army is introducing a new tier of elite light commander units called Bhairav battalions. These 30 units, each with roughly 250 specially trained soldiers, will be tasked with high-risk missions such as precision strikes, high-altitude infiltration, counter-terror operations and surgical responses in border zones. These units are being developed to close critical gaps in our operational capacity, particularly in areas where fast deployment and ground-level tactical superiority can determine mission success. The Bhairav units are being raised urgently with recruitment and training already cleared and underway. Regimental centers have been directed to fast-track the process and the first few battalions are expected to be field ready in a matter of weeks. Their role will be key in places like Jammu and Kashmir, the northeast and even in forward posturing along the line of actual control. Perhaps the most ambitious reform, however, is the creation of Rudra brigades, a game-changing integrated combat formation. These brigades will be composed of all key arms, infantry, artillery, armor, drone teams, logistics and surveillance, combined into a single operational entity. The goal is to enable independent shift multi-domain operations without relying on external reinforcements. In today's combat environment, speed and integration win battles. Rudra brigades are built exactly for that, to respond to threats across terrain types and combat zones, whether on the LOC, internal insurgencies or in potential overseas deployment scenarios. This shift prepares India's land forces for hybrid warfare where conventional and unconventional threats overlap. On the firepower front, the artillery regiments are being reshaped too. Two new large caliber gun batteries and a dedicated drone battery will be added to each regiment. These units will also include Divyastra batteries, which will feature long-range guns, loitering munitions and advanced counter-drone technology. The goal is clear: hit harder, faster and with great accuracy while maintaining defensive countermeasures. The armored and mechanized forces are also being updated. A new doctrine focuses on reducing weight, increasing mobility and integrating tech solutions without compromising on firepower. These updates are part of a unified vision where every component of the army contributes to speed, precision and survivability. While these changes may seem sudden, they have been in planning since Operation Sindoor, launched in May after the Pahalgam attack. Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi publicly referenced these changes during the Kargil Vijay Divas event, hinting at a future-ready force undergoing silent but significant transformation. Following Operation Sindoor, the Indian Air Force and Navy are also scaling up, particularly through expanded deployment of BrahMos missiles. These supersonic cruise missiles were used extensively during the 4-day conflict to strike key Pakistani military infrastructure, including air bases and cantonments. Now the Defence Ministry is preparing mega orders to equip more Indian Navy warships, Su-30 Mka fighter squadrons and ground units with BrahMos variants. The Navy plans to install them on Veer class warships while the Air Force will use them for long-range standoff precision attacks. The missiles have proven both reliable and devastating, earning public praise from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who said the performance of these indigenous systems reflects the true strength of Atmanirbhar Bharat. India's new approach, combining structural reform, advanced technology and indigenous firepower, marks a clear departure from older doctrines. The battlefield is no longer limited to tanks and troops. It now includes drones, AI coordination, loitering munitions and integrated strike brigades. The Indian Army's sweeping transformation from Bhairav commandos to Rudra brigades, from drone integration to BrahMos expansion, reflects a serious and systematic pivot towards next generation warfare. These reforms are not symbolic, they are operational, measurable and already being implemented. India's defence establishment is no longer reacting to threats, it's proactively shaping the battlefield. With every update in doctrine, equipment and structure, India is moving closer to a force that's leaner, faster and built for real-world modern combat. The message is clear. Whether it's drones in Kashmir or missiles in the Indo-Pacific, India is preparing for tomorrow's wars today.